Hi friends! I switched it up. How'd you like that? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alana, and I am your tattooed plant guru, where I basically talk about plants and tattoos on this channel, and today we are talking about plants. My last two videos were tattoo videos. Go check those out. I got some pretty cool tattoos in those videos, but we're gonna be talking about plants today. Being somebody who has a lot of houseplants in my house, I often get asked the question, how do you keep up with them? And the answer is simple. It's that I have no life. No, I'm joking. I was very fortunate to marry someone who take interests in my hobbies. And so when we started this plant journey, it was something that I was like, okay, like I can't take all this on by myself. And of course, Bobby was like, yeah, of course, like he, no questions asked, was immediately obsessed with my houseplants. Maybe by choice. We'll never know. Not everybody can say that. And if you're doing this by yourself, then I've got some tips for you because I did do this by myself for a little bit of time, so I kind of understand how that works. To give you some context, I live in Ontario where we have hot summers, cold winters. So of course, if you're not in a state like Florida where everything's hot and everything grows all the time, there's gonna be some variance as to how your plants are gonna grow or deal with the watering schedule or whatever it is. So the first thing that I'm gonna talk about is my Planta app. So I have an app, it's called Planta, and I religiously use this app. It's on the home screen of my phone and it gives you a little notification every single day, kind of telling you what plants need care that day. Not only does it do water and fertilizing, but it also does repotting, cleaning, progress updates. Again, I'm in love with the progress updates because you can actually go back into the app and see pictures that you've taken before of your plants so you can kind of see their progress, which I guess is why they call it a progress update. But anyways, I love that feature just because I feel like parents do this where they're like, oh my goodness, look at how big my baby has grown. And I'm like, oh my goodness, look at how big my Hartley philodendron has grown. That's just something that I do in my free time. When you're thinking of a care schedule, you want to do your research. I always say, me and my husband have this thing, at the end of the day, you got to do your research. When you buy a new plant, you want to make sure that you know the watering schedule that not only like the greenhouse did when you first bought it, but also like just like their generalized care, right? Like a tropical plant is going to need a lot more water than a succulent or a cactus. So you want to make sure that you're not doing like, and I used to do this, let's be real with each other. I used to do like Saturdays were my watering day and I would water every single plant. And then all my plants died and I was like, why did this happen? And it was because I overwatered way too many of my plants because I just picked a day and I watered all of them. Basically what you need to do is number one, do your research. Number two, stick to a schedule that works for you and a means of doing your schedule. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I like apps. I know some people don't like apps. I know some people do Excel spreadsheets, and you can actually download templates of Excel spreadsheets where it's like plant name, when they were watered last, how often they need to be watered, when you need to water them again. And so if you're less of an app person and more of like on your laptop kind of person, then that might be more helpful to you just because it's something that kind of works better in your brain. I love Excel spreadsheets. I just don't think that I could follow that, and so I use the Planta app. I know that during COVID, things were a little bit different, and a lot of people kind of joined the bandwagon of getting houseplants, which is great because that kind of exploded the market, and we're getting rarer plants in my city now because of everybody wanting them. So that actually helped out a lot. But what I'm finding now is a lot of people being like, oh my goodness, I don't have time for my plants anymore. I don't have all day, every day to just walk around my house and touch all my houseplants. And so they're starting to die on me. And so I'm seeing lots of people selling their houseplants, which is great, again, for selfish reasons. But I'm seeing lots of people who are like, I literally don't have the time to do this anymore. And if this is a hobby that is something that you want to do on the side, don't get 70 houseplants like I have here because it's kind of like a full-time job. I mean, I come home from work and I'm like, okay, what plants do I need to water today? And I like doing it, so it's never a hassle. But I do know that some people are like, okay, I literally don't have time for this anymore. And so they end up selling all their houseplants. So going around and touching all your houseplants is like kind of part of being a person with houseplants. So you need to constantly be feeling the soil, making sure that there's the 2 inches of soil on the top are dry before watering again. Like going around and feeling the pots, seeing how heavy they are, like that is a big thing in houseplant communities, is just like touching your plants. So that's something that also helps me keep on top of it, is walking around for 10 minutes a day and just touching your houseplants and just making sure that they're happy and healthy. Don't be overwhelmed. That's a tip that I wish somebody told me when I first started, because you see a plant and you're like, oh my goodness, I need this in my house. And then you end up with 70 houseplants and you're like, how am I ever going to be able to do this? Don't get overwhelmed. If you feel like you have too many, give some away, sell them, do whatever you need to. Focus on the plants that really spark you joy, because that's something that I've had to come to terms with. I've given away lots of plants because they just aren't my cup of tea and I end up neglecting them and then they just die anyway. So I give them away away to people who need them or want them. Stick to however many plants work for you in your house and you'll do great. Anyways, this was just a short little video as to how I care for my plants, just because I wish that I watched more YouTube videos before I started my houseplant journey and I didn't have to go through so much trial and error of houseplants dying on me because I didn't watch enough research. Anyways, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Again, I am one step away from becoming a YouTube creator, and that again is just incredible to me. So if you want to see more videos of this, I do lots of houseplant videos, I do lots of tattoo videos. I just kind of make whatever my heart desires that day. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so that you never miss a video from me, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.